I was left questioning my self-worth. As I forged through the thick abyss that engulfed my mind, I kept asking, how did I wind up here? Me, the one who would always be there for others, who was always more than willing to lend a listening ear. It was incomprehensible that I could fall from grace so hard. It felt like a dagger was pierced through my soul. I had never faced this level of rejection before. I became an outcast among those I've served and who had once respected me. Family? What was that? Who were they? I found them in the strangest places, in the arms of strangers and acquaintances. I spilled my sorrows to them when the ones who should have protected me turned away. It was an exhausting chapter in my life, one I hope to never relive. But here's what I took away from it. 1. Not every door is meant to be open, but the closed ones often lead us to the paths we're truly meant to walk. 2. Rejection helps us face the raw truth that sometimes the greatest opportunities arise from not getting what we thought we needed. 3. Even though rejection can leave a bitter taste, in time, it becomes the catalyst for growth, proving that our value isn't defined by someone else's acceptance.
Rejection didn't define you. In fact, it refines you, Camilla. As I watched, I knew you would emerge stronger. It was wonderful to see the metamorphic change take place. As gold is refined by fire, so too must you be refined by the adversities of life, emerging resilient and more radiant.
For sure, I had to learn to surrender to the power within to center myself and not allow the chaos to overwhelm me. At first, it was eerie to think how quickly my life changed, like night overtaking day.
Do you remember when you felt rejected and what was happening around that time?
Yes, I remember it well. It felt like walking through a designer store, where everything is perfectly curated for show, but behind the scenes, chaos reigns. It was during my sabbatical, a time when I was attempting to recalibrate, finding peace in my singleness and healing from past wounds. I had chosen to embrace solitude after 3 years of celibacy, so when someone I knew started showing interest, I was cautious but intrigued. He walked into my life like a customer with all the right intentions but hidden motives. At this time, I was still unpacking a suitcase full of public humiliation, and yet I had found my stride again, slowly regaining confidence as I did the inner work. He seemed genuine enough, a man perusing the showroom, making eye contact but never quite committing to a purchase. He never outright said he was pursuing me, but the subtle cues were all there. I should have known better. I thought he saw the real me, but now I realize I was simply another item on display, something to elevate his status, not his heart. I tried to be measured in my approach, but in hindsight, I was still a little too naive, ignoring the loud alarms going off around his pompous, self-serving nature. It wasn't long before rumors started swirling in the store aisles, people gossiping that we were a thing, which set the stage for the downward spiral that followed. I let too much slide back then. My boundaries were more like gauzy curtains than walls, and I paid the price. Over time, it became apparent that his interest was less about me and more about the attention he garnered from being associated with me. It never went beyond casual conversations, but I asked for clarity once. As usual, his words were charming but left me with no definitive answer, no receipt for this emotional transaction. Then, like seeing a flashy clearance sale sign in the window, I noticed something unsettling. Facebook posts began to surface, tagged to his sister's page, implying that someone was losing their minds over him. At first, I shrugged it off. But over the months, this narrative grew louder. The public perception had shifted to paint me as the desperate, lovesick woman chasing him down the boutique aisles of life. Never mind the fact that we never even discussed being in a relationship. I never called him begging for his attention or professing any love, yet the whispers spread like wildfire. But here's the kicker, Filio. He never once defended me. Not once. While my name was dragged through the dirt, he stood in the spotlight, enjoying the clout. It was as if I was the discounted item that brought customers through the door, while he soaked up the praise, never correcting the lies. The reality was I was already struggling to hold myself together with the weight of everything else going on in my life. This saga became too much to bear. I had to acknowledge the role I played in allowing myself to be used as a display piece in his game, but I gave myself grace for seeing it in time. In the end, his silence and the rumors contributed to further tarnishing my reputation, painting me as mentally unstable. But let's be real, it wasn't my obsession with John Doe that nearly broke me. It was the relentless pressure of public scrutiny and personal battles that almost did. I had to fight for my peace, and along the way, I realized that I needed to forgive not just him, but also myself. I had to dive deep into my past and confront the wounded child inside, the one who had been rejected, silenced, and left behind in the display case, never feeling worthy of love. She had been fighting to survive, but she didn't know she was allowed to thrive. I had to apologize to her, telling her it was okay now, that she could come out from behind the glass and take up space. Through my writing and affirmations, I began to nurture her, to let her know she was worthy of love, not for what she could give others, but simply for being herself. In a world where perfection is an illusion, I've learned that I must strive to love myself as perfectly as I can. That's how I began to heal.
Rejection. Oftentimes, Camilla is redirection. Trust me, growth, especially profound growth, rarely happens in silence. Sometimes it demands that you're seen, even when it feels like exposure. What you've endured publicly has prepared you to shine even brighter privately. You're better for it, not worse.
Yes, I get that, but it's hard when it feels like the whole world's watching your every misstep.
Even in that, there is purpose.
Like, share, comment, and subscribe for more episodes. Thank you for watching and continue to rise and excel.